It's been over 10 years since we last got a new college football game, and EA Sports has blessed us finally with the return of college football, releasing College Football 25 on Monday. I pre-ordered the game, and I'm going to just give you guys my honest thoughts. I'm a little bit disappointed, but I'm still enjoying the game. The gameplay is what I expected it to be. Not good. It plays a lot like Madden. I'm not going to call it a Madden replica because I definitely have felt some differences in the gameplay, and you don't have cornerbacks that, they end up getting burnt off the line or off the line by the wide receiver. And then once you throw it to the receiver, the cornerback comes out of nowhere and hauls in the wide receiver and gets the interception. The gameplay to me is way more enjoyable than what I've experienced playing Madden. And I hate Madden. You won't see me buying another Madden game. And I do like the new passing mechanics that they had implemented. It is a little bit hard to learn at first, but once you get the grasp of it, I think it's a really cool, unique thing that they've added to the game. You obviously also can tell that the developers put a lot of heart and passion into making this game, with the fact that they got every single team's traditions right with what they do at their home stadium. The fact that you got the Penn State home chant that they do at the start of the fourth quarter. Hell, they got FAU's home entrance right, and that surprised me. So they got every single small detail about every school, even the G5 ones, down to a T, which was really impressive to me. The dynasty mode, the recruiting to me, at first when you mess around with it, it seems really unique. But after a while, it does get a little bit tedious and redundant. Like, all you're doing is just, like trying to figure out what options are you going to take on a week-to-week basis. Are you going to phone the recruit and talk to their parents? Are you going to fly them out on official visit? Then you got to start making pitches to them. I think the recruiting is okay, but it is a little bit too much for me, for somebody who just wants to have a more casual dynasty feel. But at the same time, it also makes it where if you're somebody who enjoys an in-depth dynasty and you wanted a better recruiting than what you got in an NCAA 14, where you just assign points to guys and you just left it alone, then that definitely did feel what you were looking for in terms of wanting to have a recruiting experience that's a little bit more immersive and more realistic, because you have the option where you could, stalk a guy's social media profile, which is really funny to me. And plus, you got to strategize a little bit more with how you allocate your recruiting minutes, because depending on which program you're coaching at or who you choose in Dynasty, you may have only 500 minutes to spend on recruiting compared to other programs that may give you more time to allocate towards bringing in recruits. So it's a little bit more strategy involved. I don't have a problem with it. It's just that it can be a little bit time consuming. Maybe I just want to play a dynasty and only want to play the games, not have to worry about recruiting. The recruiting does take a little bit more time than what it used to. Back in NCAA 14, I think recruiting at best took about maybe 3-5 minutes at the most, unless you were reshuffling up your recruiting board. This year, though, it's like recruiting can at least take you maybe 30 to 40 minutes max, depending on how much time you want to put into it. And I'm also really excited about the transfer portal feature, because I did get a couple of transfers in there, because when I first got into Dynasty, I didn't really know what the hell I was doing with the recruiting. It gives me NCAA 10 vibes. I think NCAA 10's recruiting used to be a little bit like that. But the transfer portal, that's where I had to build most of my team from, because I didn't get none of the recruits that I wanted. And also what makes recruiting more difficult is that, unlike NCAA 14, when you can get pretty much any recruit that you want, no matter how bad your program is. Let's say that you were coaching back then at a school like Texas State that was really bad and nobody knew about. Even though you were Texas State and you were a small school, you could still get a 5 or 4 star recruit But now the 5 and 4 star recruits are crossed out if you're an inferior program. Like, I got a dynasty for Florida Atlantic University going on right now, and I can only get 3 stars and maybe occasionally a couple 4 stars here and there. So I do somewhat like the recruiting, but at the same time, I don't like it because it's a little bit more tedious. But I view it more as a pro because it adds to the depth that Dynasty Mode has. I love the coaching tree. I love the fact that you can now hire and fire guys on your staff. And I also love the fact that you can implement Team Builder into this thing. They still have that in the game. That's something that we were all wondering, how much customization were we going to have. But the gameplay really kind of hinders things for me. The offensive line still doesn't know how to block. The offensive line has been a huge problem in EA Sports games for years. Even in NCAA 14, the offensive line wasn't that great, but at least it was a lot better than what the offensive line does in this game, man, because when it comes to run blocking assignments, bro, it seems like my offensive linemen never know where the hell they're going. My right tackle always gets beat nonstop. It's like I got the best right tackle possible in the transfer portal. He was like a 85 overall, and he was still giving up like 5-6 sacks a game. And my biggest knock on this game is that it's considered a simulation style football game, but nothing about it screams simulation to me. And I get that when you are playing these video games, it's not going to be anything like what you would see or experience in real life. But that's why it's called simulation, because it's supposed to give you the closest thing to that. And I think that EA Sports College Football 25 comes short of the mark in that capacity. And when I was playing the game, I really didn't get that nostalgic feeling. You feel me? It's like when I turned on the game, it's like, cool, I'm playing college football for the first time on next gen. It's like, this is the first college football game that's been out in years. Of course, there's a little bit excitement. And that's what I would call it, more than nostalgia. I have more excitement than anything because I really wanted to play a new updated college football game. And we've been waiting so many years for this. But once I got 2-3 hours into playing the game, the excitement kind of wore off. And I was like, okay, so this is the new college football game. It's a little bit like Madden. Not completely like Madden, but a lot like Madden. Even the crowd kind of looks a little bit similar to Madden. There are a lot of things that overlay the Madden. And that's kind of still what disappoints me with this game. And I never had high expectations for this game only because I knew it was going to be made on the Frostbite engine. And for all the people that was saying it plays nothing like Madden, like, I knew it was bullshit because it was going to have to play a little bit like Madden because it's based off the same engine, the Frostbite engine, which was made for first-person shooters like Battlefield and whatnot. I don't know why they continue to apply a game engine to sports games that was meant for shooter games, but that's just EA Sports in a nutshell. Now, where do I rank this game on the scale of 1 through 10? I'll give it a solid 7. Although the gameplay is disappointing, and they also took out one of my favorite modes, which was coach mode, which NTE, not the expert, really popularized, because before he started doing these series where he would just coach the team, because everybody keeps saying they got coach mode and dynasty mode with the coaches, but that's not what I'm talking about. Not the expert has a series where all he did was coach the team. It was an option that before every game started in NCAA, you could choose, one button mode, the regular button mode, or you could choose coach mode where you only called the plays and the players would run the plays that you called. That added a different element to the game. And that's really why I was so excited to play this year's EA Sports College Football, because I wanted to use coach mode. With the new mechanics that they were adding into the game and the new features, I thought that it would be fun to run a dynasty mode where I'm just calling the plays and seeing how it plays out on the field. So I was really let down not to see that. No mascot mode really isn't a big deal to me. But overall, there were a few features that they left out that kind of let me down. But for the most part, this game is enjoyable. I don't think that I'm going to get tired of playing it as much as I got tired of playing Madden. This definitely is a game that I can see me playing all year round until the next one comes out. But I definitely probably will have my days where I end up saying, man, F this game and turn it off for a couple of weeks and then come back to it. But it still is a pretty fun game to play. The gameplay isn't the greatest to me, but it's a lot better than what we've gotten out of EA Sports football games the last couple of years. It's just get the blocking right. That's really what infuriates me, man. Like, I hate when I'm doing everything right, but the offensive line logic is just effing broken, bro. Like, just block, man. Block the dude you supposed to block. It's like I'm playing at FAU, and it's like my offensive line is giving up like 10 damn sacks a game. I'm max protecting, I'm doing everything, and my quarterback's still getting hit, man. Like, what's up with that, EA? And then there are certain times when it's like the defensive backs will get in my wide receivers' way when they're running the routes downfield, and no pass interference penalties will get called. Like, it's a few critiques I have about this game, but I still view it in a pretty high regard, only because, the amount of time that they put in with getting the presentation right, making every single home crowd to feel different. You could play a game at FAU and it feels like you're playing a game at FAU, or you could play a game at Alabama and it really has the feeling of an experience of you actually playing at Tuscaloosa. So that's what I love about the game the most. Road to Glory is okay. I still would have preferred to have high school, and I don't really think Road to Glory is all that great compared to what we've had in years past. I would have loved a cutscene or two, at least an interview with the coaches, some press conferences, allow me to view my social media. It's like the only thing that really added to it is that you just have more things that you have to navigate, keeping your GPA up, managing your health, your chemistry with your teammates. It's just, I would like them to expand on that a little bit more and have it where I can see what people are saying about me on social media, like how they have on 2K or how they have in Madden connected franchise mode. I believe they have that, or they used to have that. I don't know. I haven't played Madden in the brick, so I don't know if they still have the social media feature. But I do feel like the pros outweigh the cons this year. A lot of people seem to enjoy the game. It's like most of us knew this game was going to be trash. I'm not one of those people that constantly make excuses for EA Sports. Like, I knew what I was getting myself into when I bought this game, but thankfully I had the luxury of being able to use EA Play to play the 10-hour trial before I had to make a decision about the game. And ultimately, I like the game. Maybe it's because I haven't played a college football game in such a long time and I'm missing it. That's why I gave this game a little bit of a chance. But I am enjoying it. I am going to have fun playing my friends online. I think the gameplay does have its moments when it's like, bro, this is Madden. But I don't think the gameplay makes it where I can't play it at all, at least for right now. But these are my thoughts on EA Sports College Football 25. Let me know how you guys feel about this game down in the comment section down below.